Hi guys, in this one today I thought I'd do another beginner type pour. I'm going to be using some cell activator in this one, which is Amsterdam paint mixed with Australian Floetrol. Don't panic if you can't get Australian Floetrol, there's plenty of other cell activator recipes out there. If you go to Acrylic Pouring for Beginners Facebook page, G has quite a few different recipes for cell activators that work really well. Also, if you visit his YouTube page, G Pours, there's a couple of videos on there for different cell activators as well. I'm only using this because I've got it here and I'm in Australia. It's cheap as, and it works pretty well. So what I'm using is just basic tube paints. They are Liquitex Basics range. Quite like them because they're really highly pigmented. The colours are gorgeous. And they save you money in the long run because you don't use as much. Cheaper paints don't have the pigment in it, so you use a lot more to try and get your colour. Now the pouring medium for these will all be in the description, so if you flick through, have a look, everything's written down there for you, or should be if I remember, because you know I'm male and my attention span's pretty slow. But what we're going to do is just put some colours down here. All are just tube paints, all different colours, nothing really special in it. Now I tend to keep my tube paints pretty thick because I don't want the design to move around too much when I spin it. If you watch some of the previous videos, there's a short 2-minute one that I did on what my spinner actually is. Okay, so nice basic colours so far. Now what we'll do is get some black cell activator, which is the Amsterdam with Floetrol. Use one of these little swiping tools. If you don't have one, don't panic, you can just use a playing card. Cut it into a strip that's roughly the same width as that, and it'll do exactly the same thing. Okay, so put some cell activator on there. What I'm going to do is just swipe that down through the middle. Light, even pressure. If you press too hard, you'll go into the pillow paint and remove all your paint, which you don't want to do. Then, if you get a little toothpick type skewer type thing, put some patterns inside. Like that. Okay, that's what it looks like before we spin it. Now you can move your pattern around because the paint's still pretty fluid. Stretch your pattern out like so. Stand on the spinner. Try and get it as close to the center as possible. And just take a little spin. You don't have to go super fast. have any bubbles in it, now's the time to pop them before you start spreading everything out. Otherwise you end up with big white dots everywhere, and you don't want that. So just go in, pop a couple of bubbles. You can either use the end of your skewer like that, or if you have one of these little butane torches, give it a light blow over the top, gets rid of the bubbles as well. Now before I spin that out any further, if you want to go in and change any of the design, now's the time to do it before you get carried away with spinning it out, because the more you spin it, the more it's going to spread out on you. Always wipe off. Where's the camera? I can't see the screen. Okay, so you end up with paint on the end of your skewer, wipe it off. Otherwise you mix it in with all your other colours and things like that, which you don't really want. Or if you're not a grub like I am, tissue paper, and just wipe the end of it off. And make sure you do that every time you dip it, clean it off. Otherwise you're going to spread it through. Okay, so now if I zoom in on that, that's the sort of pattern you're left with before you spin it again. Let's take it for a spin. The faster you go, the more it'll spread out. Okay. Then that's the sort of thing you get left with. Now in that, there's nothing fancy except for the Australian Floetrol. You can get the same results with the American Floetrol. Realistically, paint and water with a little bit of Joe Sonia works. But I just use this because, like I said, I'm in Australia and it's cheap. I can pick it up at the local hardware store, and you know, it's like 60 bucks for a gallon or something. So there you go. Nice little effective coasters. That'll end up getting a coat of resin on it. And yeah, good little bit of fun. Perfect for a beginner. You get great results. Looks really cool. And it's cheap and easy to do. Like, you use hardly any paint, so. Alright guys, if this helps, please click like, share and subscribe, because that helps me keep making these videos. And I really appreciate your time. Okay, have a good one. Take care. Bye for now.